Howdy everybody, ArgonMatrix here. Welcome to episode 138 of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Slowly but steadily still making progress towards that, that 1,001% or whatever it is. I think it's actually just 1,000,000%, and it was 1,001% at one point. I don't know, man. We did unlock the Holy Mantle as a starting item for the Lost last time, which is a huge deal, actually. And it makes it somewhat more viable, actually a lot more viable for us to get unlocks as him. So since he is technically next in line for greedier mode here, why not try him out? We'll see how this goes. We got a whole different ball game going on now with the Holy Mantle going on. V8NM66JW. Now it's still not good. It's not that valuable in greed mode, the Holy Mantle, because of the whole like everything kind of happens on one room, so Holy Mantle never really gets a chance to recharge. But what you can do is if your Holy Mantle pops, you can press the button because doing that as a loss causes you to not take damage. And then you can leave and recharge your Holy Mantle, right? It also allows you to enter curse rooms like this as lost, which was something that was extremely risky before, because unless you had some way of getting out of there, like a teleport card or Holy Mantle or something of that ilk, there was really no guarantees you were getting out of there alive. In fact, more often than not, you would not get out of there alive. So having that ability is actually very, very nice, and one of the huge quality of life improvements we're going to see as the Lost from now on. So I'm a little sad, a little bit, like just a little bit sad though, that I wasn't able to get more unlocks than I did as the Lost before the Holy Mantle. But honestly, like, it's just too good of an item to just wait up, to put off for too long, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what I'm saying. That was a very, like, flustered sentence, obviously. But what I'm trying to say, oh god, okay. Press the button, oh no! See, it's still not easy. It's still not going to be easy anytime. That was, not the best example of my play ever, though, either. J9VHS4JV. Like, I don't think the bragging rights, what I'm saying, of doing it all without Holy Mantle is worth the grief that you would also suffer doing it without Holy Mantle. So, obviously, we have a much better starting item here in the form of Torn Photo, as opposed to the HP upgrade we got last time. I'm fine with that. And we actually got enough money here out of just, like, poops and fires in the one coin the Lost starts with to make this key happen, too. Which is pretty awesome. Gives us a Zodiac, which will give us a random Zodiac item every floor. This one we got Scorpio, which is actually, like, probably one of the better ones, in my professional opinion. Amnesia's basically pointless on greedier mode. Let's go ahead and fight now. So between Torn Photo here and Scorpio, we should be able to do pretty significant damage and deal with this wave a little bit more easily. What just happened? I just burned through like 4 waves in the span of like 2 seconds. And I have no idea how, because the enemies were just like destroying themselves somehow. I'm not quite sure what was going on there, but I'm happy for it, man. We're on wave 6 already. Like that Stony, he just like spawned and then died. Because I guess, like, what seemed to happen is, like, some enemy up there spawned in and, like, touched something that killed it. Like, maybe there was an enemy beforehand that dropped a fire that killed the enemy that then spawned in. I gotta hit this. Try and survive. We only got one more wave to fight. If we can survive here, there we go. Now let's recharge our Holy Mantle. See, it's so useful. It's like so useful, because without Holy Mantle, this run would just be over right now. It'd be starting a new Lost run, and that can get like so demotivating if you're just restarting Lost runs over and over and over again. Even if you are just like doing the quote-unquote optimal strategy and pressing the R key over and over again, or holding down the R key. Did I ever go in here? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Holding down the R key in order to like re-roll your runs until you find a really good starting item or something. I'm gonna go ahead and press the button. Don't want to end up fighting too many bosses at once here. I mean, we don't end up fighting 2, but one of them could be a champion Mega Fatty, as we've seen in the past, so let's not risk that just yet. It is Larry Jr. plus Larry Sr. Is that what that guy's actually called, Larry Sr.? That's what I've come to know him as, but I don't know if that's his actual official bestiary title. You know, the bestiary was added in Afterbirth Plus. I still don't think... No, I have opened it up once just to, like, kind of take a look at it. There's some interesting stuff going on in there. I might have to show it off in a future episode, but regardless. I think I'm going to pick up Tarot Cloth here. It's going to give us Hagalaz. Okay, interesting. The car battery would have been kind of cool, but we're not going to be able to get it here. So Hagalaz could come in handy in the future. Obviously, it's not as useful for us because we already have flight, so like we don't need to destroy rocks to fly over them or anything. But I might even consider using it just in this room because I see 2 pots in this room. And that could give us a little bit of extra spending money or something to work with, or Swallowed Penny. Although, as the Lost, Swallowed Penny doesn't really do much, does it? Because I think even when Holy Mantle procs with Swallowed Penny, it doesn't give you anything. You have to actually literally take damage in order for it to do anything. No luck on this Devil deal, which is unfortunate, because we're not going to be able to get Precedent either there. So we might be stuck with deals with the Angel for now. Which could still work out. Like I said in the booster pack recently, they did buff deals with the Angel. Again, I forgot to look up the notes on that booster pack in between episodes. At this point, I might as well just like not even look it up and just like maybe play this game like it's meant to be played. And when I see a new item, just try and toy around with it and see how well it works. So we have Tauros for this floor, which is a blessing and a curse, I suppose. Actually, more of a curse than anything else, because I don't think Tauros is ever going to actually trigger, because it kind of works weirdly like that in greed mode. Since there's no enemies in this room at the start, you have to press the button to spawn the wave of enemies. So Tauros just never gets like the cue that it needs to pop off, you know. All right, we're gonna go ahead and buy a key here. I think that's how it works anyway. We'll see if Tauros starts working when we press the button. I hope that it would. Got a Dogtooth here, which is a damage upgrade, if nothing else. Also lets us know where the secret room is if we ever get the chance to visit that. I mean, I'll probably want to take Binky here over, I mean, 9 volt could be very good. Okay, Tauros is actually working, so I'm glad that that's not just like a totally useless upgrade here. It's actually going to be pretty good as the Lost, I think, because we'll get our invincibility for a little while. We might get it in a pinch if we're lucky here. It's not a bad time to get it, I would say. I'm going to go ahead and just charge that guy down. Not so bad. Okay. Watch out for that stuff, though. Yeah, you really got to watch for enemies spawning on top of you around here. And you also have to watch, like, pay attention to your character model, because sometimes if there's a lot happening on the screen, it can be difficult to tell that Holy Mantle has triggered. Like, I'm pretty sure it didn't trigger there, even though it came very close to. But there's, like, no sound cue or anything like that, no visual, well, no extreme visual change to your character. There's, like, a slight lighting change. What? Oh, there was a camouflaged enemy there. Oh, that's probably what hit me the first time, too, and I just didn't even see him. That's actually a little embarrassing. That shit got me. I got by the camo champion. Well, here we go. We got camo undies. Not actually, it's mom's underwear. The less valuable underwear. Strange as that sentence might be. That was actually a pretty decent run going, too, but c'est la vie. This is how life goes. Lost a lot of the time. Even with Holy Mantle, it's still a very difficult character to play as. Quite obviously. Almost up to the full amount that we need to buy a key there. We get something. I don't think there's any way to get money out of these pills. Full health. Is there a way to get money out of a pill? I don't think there is. I'm just gonna get rid of these so that I don't accidentally blow myself up on them in the middle of the wave or something. I'm just gonna go ahead and like do the one wave here so I can get the money and access the treasure room right away. I'm probably gonna miss out on like a single cent as a result of this, which in the grand scheme probably won't make a difference. It could, which is what irks me a little bit, but I think it's worth the risk here. Depending on what we can get in that treasure room. Could be amazing. Could be an HP upgrade too, though, so gotta keep things in perspective. Go ahead and grab this, and let's check it out. We're gonna also pick up Champion Belt at some point if we can. You know what? I'll take Common Cold. Not quite as good as Scorpio, but you know what? Now at least we have it for every floor instead of just the one floor that we had it on our previous run, where we just had the Zodiac, you know? Yeah, so it won't be exemplified that well in greed mode here, because like I said, Holy Mantle in greed mode is not as good as it is in the normal game. Once we get back to normal runs and starting to do more unlocks like that as the Lost, now that we have Holy Mantle, you're going to see quite a huge difference, like as opposed to like having like 5 to 15 minute Lost runs and like doing like a couple of those every video. We should be able to get like, I don't want to say consistent wins as the Lost, because that's a little bit of a bold claim to make, I think. But it'll be like I don't think we're gonna get a lost streak going anytime soon. I have done a couple lost streaks in my time. Like I think I've had like 5 lost wins in a row at one point. But by no means is it a guaranteed thing that you're gonna win or that you even have a high likelihood to win. I didn't recharge my Holy Mantle. What was the Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. 69 GP 80 XG. Still, it's not like now I have an excuse anymore as the Lost. I can't be like, oh, I'm just gonna wait it out until I get that extra special starting item that I need to make the Lost. Pardon me, just coughed there. I don't know if that sounded very good in the mic. To make the Lost like super easy or whatever. But yeah, no, now I already have that upgrade. So what's your excuse now, motherfucker? What do we got in here? Don't screw me. Don't screw me. That's the scary thing about cursed rooms, is that sometimes if there's like an enemy in one, then you can get a little messed up in there, because if you take damage from the enemy, then your Holy Mantle charge is gone, and you won't have it to actually leave the cursed room, which is a scary prospect, but I still think it's usually worth the risk of going in there. The quality of stuff you can get from it is pretty high. Marked is, we've seen it be a good item in the past. I don't think it's as bad as I've made it out to be before, or as I used to think that it was. But in a vacuum, like it would be essentially right now. I mean, we have Synth Oil, but that's not really a run-defining item by any stretch. It's nice, it's just not run-defining. Yeah, so Marked just like on its own in a vacuum is kind of hellish, and especially as the Lost, when we can't really afford to take any unnecessary hits here. We gotta make every Holy Mantle charge count to the best of our ability. We don't want to play with fire too much on that front. We take a few more risks than we would normally be able to as the Lost, but still. At any rate. You know what would be fun is like to try and get a run going like we had in our previous video as the Lost. Not our previous video as the Lost, that's like a grammatical thing. But try to get a run going as the Lost, similar to the one that we had in our previous video, where we just had the one where like we didn't even have to shoot tears, and we were invincible for like half the time. Like Unicorn Stump and Nod Leaf and all that stuff. All of which are exemplary items as the Lost, obviously. Okay. That sounded sarcastic, but no, they're actually like really good items as the Lost, both Unicorn Stump and Nod Leaf. But apparently, despite the fact that I'm claiming the Lost is a lot easier now, I'm still not having the best time with them. XLMELR6R. This is the one. This is it. This is as real as it gets. I got stem cells, which is not entirely worthless. And I say that very generously. Do anything here? Not immediately, but we could get some money with these bombs if we're lucky here. Get a nickel, open that treasure room. No such luck, but we're pretty close. Let's blow this guy up too. Because it's not like we're going to play him, right? There we go. We did actually get enough money for the key here. Let's go ahead and try it out. Come on, don't be an HP upgrade. It's Jacob's Ladder. I haven't seen you in a while, my friend. But you are welcome to the party anytime. Here we go. Did I get an extra key from somewhere? I'm trying to, because I have like a bomb, a key, and a coin now. I'm trying to think like where I got the extra key from, because I know where I got the bomb from. Obviously the coins are plentiful in greed mode. Was it from like destroying that demon beggar maybe that I got a key, and I just didn't internalize it when I picked it up because I was more focused on the money pickup? That could be, I guess. Regardless, it'll save me some money in the future. Or maybe it was like sitting in the treasure room or something, I don't know. Regardless of where it came from, we do have a key now, which is pretty beneficial. Save us 5 cents in the future, and 5 cents is actually goes quite a long way in greedier mode. feel like I haven't gone off on like an anecdote in a really long time, you know. Like a lot of my commentary lately, especially with these greedier mode runs where you have to focus a lot, it's all been focused around the game, which, you know, is not necessarily a bad thing in a Let's Play. In fact, I'm sure a lot of people would say it's a pretty good thing to have your commentary focused mainly around the game. But in a game like this, where I'm 138 episodes deep, and obviously many of the people watching right now already know how the game works more or less, don't screw this up now. Don't lose this for me. I'm not going to press the wave button. I have more faith in my abilities than that, and also more faith in Jacob's Ladder. Yeah, I should be a little bit more free to go off on anecdotes. I just don't have a ton to go off on right now. And I'm worried that if I do, my focus is going to slip a little bit too much. Has anything happened recently? I mean, summer's coming up, so I mean, things are changing for people the world over. Unless you're in the southern hemisphere, in which case it's not summer, it's winter. That's always something I've had a tough time wrapping my brain around. It's like how can it be winter for like half the fucking world? That's like, I guess because I've like never left the northern hemisphere. I haven't, have I? I'm pretty sure I haven't. I've been to the US. I've lived most of my life in Canada, obviously, and I've had a brief stint in London, England, not London, Ontario. I don't even know if I've ever been to London, Ontario. There's so many fucking Londons out there, though, dude. But the most famous London I have been to for all of, like, 3 months when I was 5 years old. I don't remember why we were there, but we were there. We, like, lived there for a certain time, and there was, like, this, like, that's, like, one of the most robust memories I have from my childhood, and I don't remember why, but I do remember, like, living in London. It might be, like, one of my earliest memories, too. And what I remember, we were living in this, like, little like 2-story blue house, and it was the most quaint thing of all time. It had like this perfectly trimmed lawn in the front. There was a car across the street that was like one of those old buggy cars in this like nice navy shade, and there was a peach tree growing in the backyard, so we could like go back there and just grab peaches and eat them. And I remember one time I bit into a peach and I like ate it, and then I looked down and like a worm burrowed out of the peach, not from the part that I ate, but just from like a different part, and I was like scarred for life. Do we care about any of this? I mean, I don't know what Pandora's box necessarily gives us here is the problem. And the speed and range upgrade. You know what? The speed upgrade could actually be quite beneficial for dodging purposes, so I think Mini Mush is justifiable here. Let's go for our deal with the devil now. Not the worst boss wave I've ever seen, and I'm actually quite glad that I got that speed upgrade for a super, not a super lust fight, but just a regular lust. Honestly, sometimes I feel like regular lust is faster than super lust, so I don't know. Pretty sure that's not actually true. I don't know though. I wonder if that house out in London is still there somewhere. I should ask my parents about like why we were there in the first place. I'm pretty sure it was like for like one of their jobs at the time. Although my mom has she's mostly been like a housewife for like her life. My dad's been driving tourist buses and other buses for most of his career, so I don't know what we'd be doing way out there when we spent so long just in Canmore. Alright, so we got Contract from Below and the Pact here. Contract from Below, I'm pretty sure doesn't do that much for us in greed mode. The Pact is fine, though. Damage and Tears Up is always a good combination. Good combo item. How many items out there actually give you damage and tears at the same time? There can't be that many, because that's, like, too good. Obviously, the Pact. There's got to be a couple others, I'm pretty sure, but I can't name them off the top of my head. I'm sure if I saw them, I would be like, oh yeah, obviously. But out of, like, 500 whatever items, it's hard to pick and choose like that. Alright, so two basically, actually not basically, but entirely worthless items out of our item rooms, and also a bullshit curse room. Come on, shop, give us something great. Well, this is actually, like, none of the items that are available to us, at least immediately available to us on our, on this floor, are actually of any value. Thankfully, we have a reroll machine, so I'll be happy to indulge in that at some point here. Right now, I'm gonna do this, get some extra money, and I can actually spend some on a reroll now, so let's get this going. And obviously, like, not all of these items are, like, completely valueless. Like, you could say, like, ooh, you have Maggie's bow, but you can re-roll it with the D4, right? The problem with that is that the D4 now is a very high risk, high reward type thing. Are we interested in either of these right now? Charged Baby, I mean, I have the D4 and I don't really want to use it. Because, like I was about to say, it rerolls Holy Mantle as well, so you gotta be really careful with that. This is a Tears Up, and that's effectively all it would be for us, as well as a Shot Speed down. I think we can shoot for better. I think we should fight the waves, see what kind of money we can get up to, and go for more rerolls. Seems like a sensible option to me. Instead of just investing in a pretty minor Tears Up, all things told. Even if it got us up to like the tier cap, it still, I don't think, would be worth the 15 cents necessarily, because the difference between where we are now and the tier cap is not that great. At any rate, do you guys have any interesting anecdotes from living in places as a kid? Like, I feel like, I don't know, most of the people I know, or most of my friends, like in real life, have lived in the same place for basically their entire life, maybe with like one big move thrown in there. I feel like everyone gets one big move in their childhood, and that's kind of it. And then there's like some outlying cases where people have literally lived in the same town their entire life and never left, as well as other outlying cases where people are moving every like 3 months or something crazy like that, and just can never settle down anywhere. But I feel like on average it's like one move before the time you turn like 18 or 16 or anywhere in that range. And like, and by moves, I mostly am just meaning like moves, like big moves between cities, out of province, out of state, out of country, out of whatever. Not like moves within a city, because like, I think those are sort of like free. I mean, they're not free, obviously, they're still very big decisions, but I don't know, I'm structuring this in not necessarily the best way, probably, but because like my family has moved like within this town that I'm living in now, within Cochrane. We got fucking Charged Baby rerolled into Charged Baby, so good. We've moved probably like 4 times within the city. I'll take Mr. Dolly, honestly. It's a range and Tears Up. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go ahead and keep on going here. Yeah, we moved within the town probably 3 or 4 times, but we've only ever moved to like different towns technically twice within my lifetime, but the first time was when I was like 2, so I don't really remember anything about the first town that I lived in where I was born. North Bay, Ontario. Getting a lot of personal information out of me today, apparently. This is a really scary combination of enemies. I probably should have pressed the button before this was allowed to happen, but here we are now. I really need to deal with this. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I should okay, well, there you go. Oh, man, that was a damning combination of bosses. It really was. I'm going to go for 1 or 2 more runs here, depending on how long this one lasts. There's our seed. And probably call it a video here. Oh, good. Oh, good. I feel so weak now. Check out our curse room really quick. You know what, honestly, if we're only going to get 1 more run in here, let's make it an actual, like, good run. Instead of just, like, yeah, okay, I'm fine with dying there or whatever. Instead of, like, starting with a random HP upgrade. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. That's good enough to get me started off on the right foot, at least. I wasn't asking for the moon, I just want something better than a goddamn HP upgrade. Alright, just because we only got a brief glance at the seed. 6KKX YG19. For a brief moment, I thought that seed said 6KKK, and I was not impressed. I'll say that much. Regardless, we got some money here. Hopefully, we'll get enough money for a key. We actually got enough for like 2 keys if we wanted to, but that's probably a foolish investment at this point. Although not many of the items in there are of much value to me. So E. coli is pretty worthless as the lost. I mean, Sack of Sacks is actually huge. I didn't see that one, which is why I said that most of the items in there are not worth too much for us. But Sack of Sacks is obviously going to be amazing if we can get it. E. coli is not so good though, because I think we can only get it to trigger the 1 time when our Holy Mantle pops off. So better make the most of that if we want to use it at all. Still got that 1 champion just hanging up there. Yes, we had the 2 big moves, one when I was like 2. And the second one was not even that big of a move. We moved from Canmore to Cochrane, which are like 2 towns in Alberta that are basically just an hour apart. An hour's a fucking long time when I was like 5 or 6 years old or whatever. It's a weird time in my life, man. What year would that have been? That would have been... Well, I was in 2nd grade. I just finished 2nd grade, so that would have been 2002. Pretty sure. I got pretty lucky in my schooling years. It's really easy for me to remember like that time frame because I finished grade 1 in 2001. I finished grade 2 in 2002, so on and so forth. Graduating class of 2012, motherfuckers. Oh god. Okay, well, E. coli gave a grandstand at the end there, but that's not quite the way I wanted that to go. Alright, this is probably going to be legitimately our last run then, regardless of how it goes here. Got a speed upgrade there, which is honestly fine. Pretty significant speed upgrade. Speed is probably one of the more undervalued stats in the game. Cursed Eye. Fuck. I'm kind of tempted to take it just because it's been a little while, but it's a lost run too. It's our last lost run of this video. Do we really want to make a Cursed Eye goddamn run? I mean, the one nice thing about Cursed Eye as the lost is that we can't get the teleport trigger on it. Because we can't take damage. We'll try it. Alright. I fucking bribed myself into it. Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure like even if Holy Mantle does pop off, it won't activate Charged Eye's, not Charged Eye, Cursed Eye's teleport effect. Regardless. I mean, honestly, even if it did, that might actually be a good thing. Because, like, obviously when Holy Mantle pops off, you kind of want to get out of there as soon as possible. So a teleport would actually be somewhat beneficial to you. So in a strange way, if that's the way that Cursed Eye does work for the Lost, it makes Cursed Eye a pretty valuable item for the Lost. I don't think that's how the teleport effects works though. I'm pretty sure you actually literally have to take damage, and Holy Mantle is not going to cut it. Get this guy out of here. Now get this guy also out of here. Oh god, he's scaring the hell out of me. That spider almost single-handedly did me away, because he did the first hit too, and he almost managed to just fucking mind flood me into the second hit as well. I got Shard of Glass here, which you know what? I can never remember the names of my commenters, but there's someone who commented about this. I'm gonna go, because I feel bad. Oops, what did I just do? I just opened up another Audacity file. It tried to, but it wouldn't let me because I'm already recording. Let me go and find your name, because it should be ingrained in my mind, because you comment on like every video, and you always give me these awesome tips. Where are you? Green Lightning. The Green Lightning MRT. I wanted to call you like Green Luigi, but that's like a dumb name, because Luigi's obviously green. Sorry if your name is Green Luigi, but it's not actually a dumb name. The Green Lightning MRT, yeah, he said that Shard of Glass, I'm going to close this window now. Shard of Glass has a similar effect to Old Bandage, because I was confused on the one episode where I got Shard of Glass, because I took damage and would occasionally get red hearts out of it, and I thought that was like a solely Old Bandage thing. I thought that only Old Bandage had that effect, and I thought Shard of Glass was like basically a carbon copy of Anemic. But apparently it's like kind of Anemic and Old Bandage rolled into one, more or less, which is an interesting concept for an item, to say the least. Come on, dude. There we go, good stuff. I just had to nail that one guy like one more time. Just set up a chain reaction. Like honestly, without the downside of being able to teleport out here, without having to worry about that necessarily, Cursed Eye is not that bad of an item. It does help to compensate for bad DPS, which obviously we have pretty early on here. It's always going to be bad. Thank you for that. That's actually extremely helpful. This one guy managed to survive the onslaught, though. Got to finish him off. Come on, buddy. There we go. Alright, gonna keep on saving up some money here. Try and get, oh god, it's a Champion Mega Fatty. No thanks. I don't want to deal with more than one of these guys. Well, we're probably dead here. Come on. I don't think we can kill him in one chariot card, I'm pretty sure. Look how much fucking HP this guy has. Alright, we're in it for the long haul now. Pretty sure this is where we meet our maker, though. The fact that this guy can... Like, this is not a greedier mode exclusive boss either, I think, which is the thing that blows my mind more than just about anything. Is that you can also get this guy in regular greed mode in the early waves like this, which is just... That just scares the shit out of me. Because, like, greedier mode is supposed to be hard. And obviously, I mean, obviously in greed mode, you'd be more well-equipped, in theory anyway, to deal with this guy, because after the first waves, before you even fight a boss, you'll have enough to buy an item, so you can probably get something pretty decent if you're lucky. Ooh. But in greedier mode, we're just kind of up a creek right now. We have a couple different advantages, but nothing major. We might actually do this. That's what I was about to say, but you know, don't count your chickens before they hatch and all that. His belly button is the number 9. Hold on. If you look at like his stomach in that little picture there, that portrait, I'm not even concerned with his face. That face is the biggest troll face I've ever seen. It can fuck right off. But his stomach, it's like a little pig's face or something. Like his little arms are like the ears, and he's just got the 2 nipples for eyes. And then the mouth, it's kind of hard to see, I guess. It kind of looks like a sideways mouth with, like the belly button looks like a sideways mouth with his tongue sticking out. So it's like a weird demented pig face. Doesn't even have to be a pig necessarily, I guess. I guess that's just what the ears remind me of, but the ears can also be like teddy bear ears. Oh no, that's totally what it fucking is. It's a teddy bear. Because the belly button is the nose. And then the underlying, like, fat rolls under his belly button. That's like the top part of the mouth. Do you see it? Holy shit. Mega Fatty is a teddy bear, confirmed. Anyway. Oh, I'm reading too much into it, man. Someone's gonna write a fan fiction about that now. Regardless, not so much luck with the Lost and Greedier mode, which is kind of to be expected even with Holy Mantle. That's more suited to the main game, but we'll have to get that done eventually anyway, so... For now, I think we're going to call it there. Next time we'll move on to Lilith in Greedier mode, which will actually be kind of a nice breath of fresh air, because Lilith is a very powerful greed mode character. So it'll be sort of yin and yang, sort of feast and famine between these 2 videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. If you did, please leave a like and or comment down below. It really helps out the channel. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more. I post a single Isaac video every day at noon Mountain Time. I've got to get out of the habit of saying that, because lately it hasn't been noon Mountain Time. This one hopefully should be, the way I'm recording this, so fingers crossed. Regardless, I'm going to get out of here now, though, so have yourselves a good day. This is ArgonMatrix signing out. Thank you and good night.